LLC, you do it, it's like almost you're a Schedule C. You do business as an LLC. It give you the shield that you need. That's why you open up an LLC and you do locum. Whatever money you come in, you put it in and you take a distribution. As simple as it gets. The problem with LLC is that every money you bring in, you put into the company and you take the money out, you do pay your self-employment tax, but also you pay something called Medicare tax, which is between 3 to 4% depending on your income. So all the money you put in and you take it out, you pay the full amount Medicare tax. So for example, if you put $1 million into LLC, take out 1 million, you pay 4%, 3 to 4% in 1 million, which is about $40,000 for simplicity purpose. You're paying Medicare tax. Now, if you have a S corporation, what happened in an S corporation, you just don't take the money in and take it out. You're required by IRS to take a salary at least, which is minimum prevailing wage. Now, going back to the same example, let's say put up for $1 million income you have as a locum, you put it into an S corporation. By law, you have to take a W-2. Let's say you take a W-2, 500,000, and the other $500,000 you take as a distribution. The advantage or the benefit is the other $500,000 you took, you pay no Medicare tax, which is 4%. So 4% of $500,000 ballpark, you save around $20,000 in Medicare tax. So again, if your income is usually below 100,000, hovering that range, LLC is the way to go. If your income is around 150 to 200,000 due to the Medicare tax savings, it does make sense to open up an S corporation. Also, you need to also understand there's something called state PTET tax law. Like for example, New Jersey have a law, the state local, the maximum deduction, SALT deduction, the maximum is $10,000. But if you have your own corporation, S corporation, and if you pay the same state tax, same income tax from the corporation, you get full write-off. What does it mean? So let's say your local state income tax is $40,000. The maximum deduction, if your income is very high, is going to be only 10,000. But if you pay the same state tax from the corporation federally, you can get to write this off. But in New Jersey, what happened that if you have a single member LLC, it doesn't work. You need to have either a multi-member LLC or you have an S corporation. So again, this detail, you need to sit down with your CPA and discuss which one is applicable for you. Now, the last question is, what about a C-Corp? When should we do it? Most of our clients who are self-employed, either they are LLC and S-Corp, but sometime what happened if you're entrepreneur, like for example, we had a client who's a software engineer or had a medical device. So this software engineer client, it will be almost, the company will be taken over by a bigger firm. That was the goal. So at that time, C corporation does make sense. C corporation, the problem is you have to take all the money as a W-2 wage. Because if you leave the money to the C corporation and take distribution, you have to pay double taxes. But in this client situation, because the company will be taken over, C corporation have a special provision called QSBS, Qualified Small Business Deduction. So what happened if the company got sold because of the new big beautiful bill, almost around close to 15 million, up to 15 million capital gain, you'll pay no taxes. So it's very powerful. So that's why you see most of the small company startup, they start as C corporation because they know that bigger company will take them over. But there's some details to it because QSBS is not applicable for financial advisor like me or healthcare professional. You have to sit down with your CPA. But again, just to summarize it, if your income is close to 100,000, yeah, LLC is fine. If your income is 150 to 200 over that limit, I think S corporation because you save the Medicare tax. And lastly, if your business were about to take over by a bigger firm, and if you're into like some sort of software business, then you can think about something called a C corporation that may make sense in terms of a capital gain. Hopefully it makes sense. Sit down with your financial advisor and CPA and see which one is applicable for you. Thank you.